And we're live.
Welcome to Fall Forward Radio.
Here he is.
Studio.
What
TikTok
is
superstar.
up? Jay Hot, stop it. I'm not a TikTok superstar. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get those peeps to follow me so we can get live showing out there and we can get more stories from everybody, but
Yeah.
not getting the love yet. I don't know. I think it might be the accent. No one understands my videos.
Nah, you're getting up there, buddy. How many subscribers do you have so far? Tell me.
I'm at like 680.
That's a lot. It's 680 more
That's
than
a
me.
lot. That's a lot for someone who doesn't do it that often. But hey, you know what? It's fun. I'm trying to be down with the kids at 40 years old.
You're doing a good
21.
job.
21.
Bazinga.
Dude, got to tell you, I'm super offended.
What's that?
What did I say to you last video? How good you look with your shape. I had a haircut. You didn't even notice.
Well, you know.
Wow.
Trying to fit in with you a little bit more.
So you're not shaving today. I'm looking all prim and proper with the nice haircut on here. That's
There you go.
You know.
Would you call that the high and tight? You got the sides all shaved down and the top still there.
The high and tight. Okay.
Never heard that?
Well, first of all, look at what we're wearing.
That's right.
This. Look, we're matching. Look at us. We talked about merch last week. It arrived, got a delivery from the Jayhawk courier in a plastic bag. It wasn't even wrapped up with ribbons or anything. And show them what's on the back. I can't stand up because they'll see my full spot. Here we go. So
can you see?
Turn around. He said, fallforwardradio.com.
That's right, baby. We're
That's
ready to go now. We're walking billboards.
Tell you what, man, these are super comfy, super nice. Tri-blend, little tri-blend action.
Yep. Multiple colors. We're getting ready to launch this thing. I'm thinking probably about a week or so we'll be ready to go.
You said that last week.
I know, but we want to get the examples in, look around a little bit.
When he says a week from now, we'll just keep saying couple weeks.
Well, it's like a parent always says, right? 1 minute, but it always turns into a couple hours.
There you go. Exactly. So we'll work on that. Hey, listen, I spend some time in the evenings looking through all of our YouTube comments that we're getting.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube. I got told off by some of my friends in England that I sound American, and I'm like, okay. I don't hear. Do you hear any American accent?
No, well, I mean, now you're talking more country too, so I mean, that's
the thing is, it's amazing with accents. Everyone that tries to do an English accent sounds Jamaican. I don't know. So
what are they expecting you to talk like? Is it like Target's Target? Is that where we're headed here?
No, Target is French.
I know. They want you to add a little accent to it.
Yeah, so they want me to speak proper, pronounce my P's and my T's. I'm just going to be me. I don't hear it. I just think I sound English.
Okay.
So anyway, let's go back to it. Sorry, I got carried away. So the comments, the YouTube, I'm all over the place. The YouTube comments that I've been reading on all of the videos, got to tell you, there's the little thumbs up and the thumbs down. And we haven't had one thumbs down, which is great. I shouldn't have said
good
that. Good
stories. How could you put a thumbs down to that? And plus, you're such a good looking guy, too. It's hard.
No, well, that's all right.
It's hard
let's
to walk away from that.
Stop it. Yeah, thanks. Well, so are you, though. So are you. But anyway, this is starting to turn into a comedy show. We have been very serious. So the comments we've had in there on all the different videos has affected different people in different areas. And I got to give kudos to, to us. Mm-hmm. Your idea, you came up with the whole original plan. I just tagged along. And I got to tell you, it's been fantastic. It's been really humbling to see these comments. And I do make sure that I reply to all the comments and I hit thank yous and little hearts. So if I haven't replied to your comment, I'm getting to it because there's just millions to get through. That's a bit.
You're doing a good job, by the way.
I appreciate it. Well, today's show, very, very excited. Part 2.
That's right. Part 2 from last week. Kilee Brookbank's mother, Lori.
Yeah, she's going to be fantastic. We went through her people agreed, and she's going to be joining us here. So we're very excited about that. And we're going to find out all about her perspective, as well as all the other work that she does to help people. And then, it should be fun. So are you ready to speak to her?
Yeah, I'd like to say let's roll the tape. But today we're doing an interview. So let's just get into that interview.
We're not rolling the tape. We're going to go straight to the interview. So let's get Lori on the line.
Here we go.
All right, and here she is, as we spoke about, the famous superstar, Lori Highlander. Lori, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
We are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us for part 2 of Beautiful Scars. For those of you that saw part 1, this is in fact Kilee's mom. And not just Kilee's mom, she's also a superstar in her own right. So we're going to get straight into it. So again, Lori, thank you for being with us today. We're really, really happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So Lori, obviously your daughter's an amazing young lady. She's been through a lot. I know your family's been through a lot. When we first heard the story, we read about it ourselves. Obviously, just amazing what she's gone through and where she's perceived to become just at this point. But always wanted to know at this, as a parent, we're both parents too. What's your perspective on the book and kind of what led you guys into doing the book as a family and so forth?
Well, it was kind of inspired by Kilee. What we saw her go through, was just terrible. The pain, suffering, the fight that she kept having to keep doing better. And one day she said to us, I think I want to write a book. And of course, me as a mother, like, okay, you're still recovering, you're still healing.
Yeah.
This is a very early on too. This is a couple months after the accident. So, I just kind of brushed it off and thought, well, maybe someday she really wants to do that. Let's get her past all of this first. And she brought it up again multiple times. So, here we are. And, we just kind of encouraged her, if this is what she wants to do and this is the route she wants to go, then, we would be along there with her every step of the way and try to help her as much as we could.
Right.
So has Kilee always been that kind of kid that when she says she wants something, it's not going to go away until she gets it?
Yes, very
Yes.
much so.
Okay. So
Absolutely, she is.
I didn't actually know that it was only a couple of months into her recovery that she decided she wanted to write a book. I thought it was, many years afterwards. So that's great that she just went straight into it, I guess. So obviously the book, I said to Kilee, I feel like I already know you and the family just from reading everything. And I love how you broke it down with the perspective of Kilee talking and then you would talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so from a parent's point of view, obviously it's, when something happens to our children and we're not there, we feel helpless and we feel like we should have been there or whatever it is. We put self-blame on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So with the whole process that you went through, I know from the book, and I'm just going to ask you in real life, were you as strong as you came across in the book, or would you say different days were better and different days were worse?
Yeah, I think it just depended on the day. She was, some days a lot better than others. And, with being able to have all of us there, her dad, stepdad, stepmom, and obviously Cameron as well, being able to have all of us there, it really helped one another in that, from that angle, because we all were struggling so bad. And, I think that once we got a routine, that was the biggest obstacle. But once we got the routine and figured it out, then it was a lot easier for all of us.
I mean, I know that when you were in the hospital, there was days where she wanted to do more than she should have and days that she didn't want to do anything at all. And I know you had a big impact on not being the kind of parent saying you have to. You made it very clear that the only way she's going to recover quickly is by putting the hard work in.
Yes, that's true. And, it was really hard. And I remember one particular time that we went to therapy, and a lot of people don't know this, but it was the week before she met Justin Bieber. And we went there and they thought that they were going to have to put her in a cast in her right hand, and because her hands they weren't bending the way they were supposed to, and they weren't flexible like they were supposed to be at that point in her recovery. So when we went to that appointment, and I just recall leaving, and she was upset. And I said, Kilee, you have to do this. And that was one of the only times she cried. She didn't cry a lot throughout the whole process, but that was one time that always, I probably will never forget it, that just, she and I got in an argument in the car. She's 16 and a half years old, and I'm trying to push her to do better. And she just kept resisting. And, once I got through to her head, because it's an hour-long drive, once I got through to her head by the end of the drive, she kind of changed her perspective a little bit. But we had flown to LA like 2 days later. And then 2 days after that is when she met Justin Bieber. And I always like to joke and say he kind of kick-started her recovery.
Yeah.
Because, she saw that there's so many people that love her and care for her and wanted her to achieve and, be successful with all this, chaos that had gone on in her life the 2 months prior. So, yeah, I think it was hard to be stern with her.
Mm-hmm.
Some days, but when I did have to be stern with her, my heart was in the right place.
Of course.
And, she kind of fed off of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the Justin Bieber, when we told her about it, she almost came across a little bit embarrassed, but that
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, the fact is that she had all of her friends that started that hashtag that she didn't know
Hmm.
about, and they got hold of it, and he came on the show. I mean, she just an incredible, incredible story. And we asked Kylie about going back to that day with Digger and how she wanted to
Hmm.
write a book about Digger as well. Seems like you have a little author on your hands there, Lori.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She always was a very good writer, and she read a lot until probably she was 9 or 10 years old. And, I almost got nervous because she read so much.
Yeah.
And then she kind of changed, like you do in your preteen years, and you start doing other stuff and get interested in other things.
It's always worrying when the children read so many books. I know Jay's son does as well, and then we can't say those words anymore that they don't
Yeah.
understand, and we say it, and they go, "Oh, I know what that means," and you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, okay." So, and they have a better vocabulary than we do.
Yes.
Yes, that's very true.
It's because of YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Lori, it kind of brings a thought. When we talk to Kylie, obviously Shriners Hospital, it's been something that's been on our minds, Rob and I, for a while. I've been interested to kind of expose them for all the great things they do. And
Hmm.
I know they've been a great benefit to you, to Kylie and your family. Just interested to know from a parent's perspective, how much they helped you and what your thoughts were on it in general.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things about writing this book was that when we were in the hospital, there was no guideline or there was no one there to help us really to understand. We had the friend that their child had been burned,
hmm
and, that was all the avenues we had. And, that was one of the things that prompted us, to writing the book. And when we approached Shriners about it and said, what would be your support in this, they were very supportive, and they thought it was great so that they could give it to other parents that
yeah,
were in the hospital at the time. So, that's the kind of mentality that we had, that we could donate a book to everybody there. And, that's how that got started. So Shriners in itself is just a wonderful organization. I did not know much about them prior to the accident, other than our friend's child that had been injured. And, they continue to raise awareness, and most people don't know about it. It's like if you're
right.
on social media and you see it through your news feed, you just keep scrolling.
Sure.
And, so when we saw that, after everything had happened, it was like we really remembered it. And we don't want an accident to have to happen for other people, for them to remember that. We want them to be aware of Shriners, for the good things that they are, and just not always, the sad things that happen to most of these kids,
Right.
that have to require the care from them.
That's great. That's great. I mean, to use that perspective of not always think of them as the bad things, that's
Hmm.
fantastic. And not a lot of people would think of it that way. So the fact that you guys are doing that, and I know with Kylie's Gives Back Foundation, she's done, you guys together as a team have done such an amazing job with helping them. So bravo for all of you guys for
Yeah,
doing
thank
that with
you.
them as well. And we want to help as well on this show with the last episode as well, and moving forward to help create the awareness, and also with Shriners as well. So we're fully
Hmm.
on board with all of that as well.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So
Go
Jay,
ahead, Rob. Go ahead,
ask the
buddy.
question.
No, go ahead.
All right. So KiCam is obviously Kylie and Cameron. I'm
Yes,
hoping. Yeah.
it
Okay.
is.
Phew. Okay. Didn't
It
actually,
is.
didn't, yeah. So KiCam is the publishing company that you decided to
Hmm.
start, and you decided to start that from this book. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was Kylie's senior year when the book, we knew it would be published, if possible, before she went to college. And that was
Mhm.
one of her goals. And once we went through the publishing route, we noticed that it might be after her freshman year in college. And she really did not want to do that. So I, asked her if there's a possibility of us just opening a publishing company. It would be really nice to be able to put great stories out there
Mhm.
instead of all the negativity that we have in the world today.
Yes.
And, you have to remember, this is 2015 and 2016. So
Right.
I know a lot has changed right now, but there's still a lot of good out there. And, it was just an avenue and a way that we thought could spread kindness and spread things, that were on the positive level versus a negative level.
Yeah.
And, that's the route we wanted to choose. Not that all the other publishing companies, wouldn't do that. It was just, that was our personal, I guess, I don't know. It was our
Preference.
personal thing that, yeah, I mean, and we didn't want to go through that process if Kilee couldn't be in control of her own book. And so that's, the avenue we chose, and it has worked out really well. I think we've published 32 books now to date.
Wow. That's
Well,
fantastic.
we were recipients of one of those books, having met Keith McGinn. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's been a great friend so far, and we hope to keep that going for many years.
Yeah, and he's written a couple of our books. So yeah, and we hope, we have a great relationship with Keith. He actually is a local person in our publishing company. So, a lot of these people don't live around here, and, that barrier makes it kind of hard sometimes. But yeah, he's actually local. So we stay in touch with him.
Fantastic.
That's great. I think with KiCam, and when we spoke to Keith originally, he put us in contact with you guys, and Jay and I did the research. We realized kind of very quickly that we're kind of the voice. We're the ones out there speaking about it, and you guys are the print. You guys are putting it in the books, and we just thought this is a perfect marriage here. Is the fact that we work with with you guys, and with with Kilee and with Keith and yourself. And, we're trying to get it out there vocally, and then you're putting it in the print. And you've got, like you said, 30, how many books was it again? You said 36?
I think we have 32.
32. And they're all inspirational stories. And the thing is, like you said, is having a publishing company that solely looks at inspirational stories. There probably isn't one out there. I mean, publishing companies take books from all different areas. And the fact is that we go to the KiCam website and you see all these different books, all about different inspiration. We'd love to interview every single one of those people on there because I'm sure every single story is great. So again, that's a really, really different approach. And I love the fact that, we do anything for our children. You wanted to do that for Kilee prior to college. And now to date, you got 32 books in there. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's not been an easy road. The publishing industry is not easy. I will say that. We learn something all the time. And that's just, I guess, part of it.
Well, how nice of you to realize that she wanted to write a book and get it done quickly, and you decided, let's just start our own publishing company. That's great.
Yeah, I have a little bit of entrepreneurship in myself, so I didn't know if it would work, but I wanted to offer that to Kilee if that's the route she wanted to choose.
It's incredible. So what's next for KiCam? I know you've got the 30 plus books out there. Are you still bringing on new authors? Are you guys still focused on, trying to get to 100? What does it look like for you?
We take it day to day. So we don't try to set goals in that way. We just try to say today, what's the goal for the company? We were involved in a movie 2 years ago, and it was just released this year. We definitely would like to bring all of our books to life if possible, with the movie industry. And this one movie, it was not with our, one of our books that we had published, but it was definitely along, kind of what our guidelines are, because it was an inspirational story about a suicide that was a teen. So, it was right up our alley of the kind of inspirational type stories that we do. So we got involved with it. We're about ready to launch a songwriting contest, and that will start next month. So, and from the beginning with KiCam, it was definitely, publishing for books and, movies, and then, songs. So, we'll see where it takes us. We just are trying to, be the change in the world, I guess, with the positives.
Good.
That's great. That's broadening your horizons too. I like it.
We got the same approach as well. We're trying to do something that some people aren't necessarily doing right now in this time. And, so it's like I said, a perfect marriage. So moving away from KiCam, you do a million other things. I know you told us prior to coming on the interview all the different areas you work in, but I know you've been working, as Kilee said, for the last around 10 years in drug and alcohol prevention. So we'd love to learn a little bit more about what you do on that side.
Okay. Yeah. My education background is accounting, and my first job I started out was in a treatment center, and I from there got involved more and more in the addiction field, but more on an administrative level. And there was a company I worked for and was part owner for many years, and we sold that company, and so I started one on my own in 2011. So I've actually been involved in the drug and alcohol field since my early 20s.
Wow.
And it's just very passionate for me. My father was a really bad alcoholic growing up, and he was in Vietnam War. He's a double amputee. So, it got me, very interested in this field from the beginning of my career. And for the longest time, I didn't realize, just because I was on the administrative side of it, that, I was a lot more involved than what I realized that I am. And, you can be the, funding person and, the administrative inside of it and still feel, really good about being able to offer and provide services to people in need in the addiction field. So, it took me a long time before I realized that. And, this company we have now, we have multiple treatment centers. We can have up to 66 patients, inpatient. We have an outpatient center. We can have 58 in there. So, there's no limits to it as far as, what we want to do to provide and, help people get better. So, it's a long history. Probably too long for this show. But yes, it's definitely been very rewarding to be able to be a part of it. And, like I said, I'm not on the counseling side of it. I am strictly administrative, but it's very rewarding to see somebody graduate and, 5-10 years later, they message me or, get a hold of, one of our treatment centers and say, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm 1 year sober, 2 years, 3 years, and so on and so on.
So you've definitely had it by the sounds of it from your, like you said, early 20s. You've definitely been someone that enjoys and thrives to help people. So you've gone through multiple different areas, including obviously your own daughter that you went through that stage. So would you perceive yourself as it's something you've always been passionate about, you fell into, or is it just something that, it just comes naturally?
No, I just, from a very young age, I always thought, I'm just going to try to be as good as a person as I can.
Good.
I make mistakes like everybody else. So no, I just, if I see something that, I feel like really, really, really hard in my gut that, there's a need for it, then I try to help.
You're way too proud, Lori. You're way too proud. I know we don't like talking about ourselves, but no, I mean, honestly, I know Kilee was the one that referred you to come on the episode when we asked her the question of who would you like, and she didn't bat an eyelid.
She didn't hesitate.
She said, and I told her not to tell you. Did she tell you that she had said
that? She did not tell me. No, she did not.
So you were like, oh, okay, I guess I'm coming on the show then.
Yeah, I watched it the other day, and you definitely get that little feeling in your stomach, like, oh, you're proud of her that she's really grown up. She just graduated college and stuff. So yeah, I'm very proud of her.
You should be. And she's very proud of you. And, your whole family is, Jay and I are both very family oriented as well. And, through the book and through everything that you are doing, you can tell that you have a very tight knit family. As Kilee said, there's 4 parents involved. I can't imagine what your celebrations and your get togethers must be like when you have a big shindig, as we say. It must be really, really exciting.
It is very exciting. Yeah. And we all get along great. It makes it easier. So there's 2 step brothers that Kilee and Cameron have, and then Kilee and Cameron have a little sister from their dad and stepmom. So yeah, it's a pretty big family. And, then we have our extended family, we're very close with my sister and her family and so on and so on. So yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
What, Lori, as far as the charity is concerned, we always try to ask our guests, is there any charity that they'd like to kind of bring to the forefront that's important to them? Any thoughts on that? Anyone you'd like to bring out, share?
Well, there is a charity that, I've thought about many, many times, and we're not really involved with it directly, but we work with someone on Kilee's foundation. He's actually on our board, and his name is Jeff Pecoro. He works for Fox Sports Ohio, but he has an autistic son in his mid-20s, and they are trying to do housing for autistic adult, I guess, children of theirs. And I know he works with Kenny Anderson on this charity, and he's always giving to us, with the Kilee Gives Back, and helping us, get the golf fundraiser together every year and things.
Right.
And, we've not really been able to do a whole lot for him. We go to his outing each year, but, we've never really been able to do a whole lot when it comes to that. So yeah, he comes to mind.
Okay.
So what's the actual charity called?
I think it's called the Kenny Anderson Foundation.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, we'll definitely talk about off air. We'll talk with you. We'll find out about that.
Okay.
We'll contact him. Yeah, it's we're all about giving back, as I know you guys are as well. And the fact that people help you so selflessly and they never ask for anything else. It's always nice to, like you said, bring out those people that wouldn't necessarily expect it, because when it comes around to helping people, there's two types. There's one type of people that does it to get something back from it, and then there's other people that just do it without even thinking, which is yourself and your family and the organization. So yeah, we'd love to definitely reach out and speak to them and find out if we can help in any way.
Yeah, let's have them on the show.
Yeah, we would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Great. So Lori, it's been fantastic speaking with you. You're an amazing mom, there's no doubt about it. Your daughter's amazing as well. Usually we ask at the end of the show here with the guests, who they recommend. But again, I think if we could bring to light anything for Kenny's foundation or whatnot, we'd be happy to do so if that's the case. Yeah,
that'd be great. I can get you the contact information.
Okay,
great.
Fantastic.
Well, there's your you answered two questions with one, which is great.
Right.
We usually ask how we can help charity.
Forward.
There we go. So, well, listen, Lori, again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show and completing the what do we call it? It's not a trilogy. What's that before a trilogy? Part 2? Is there a word for that?
Just go with part 2.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. See, that's what I was talking about. But yeah, it's been fantastic. Please stay in touch with us. We'll definitely stay in touch with you. We'll keep an eye on KiCam and the new books and the new stories. And we look forward to speaking to you very soon.
All right. That sounds great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Lori. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Lori. Wow. Part 2 is complete. Lori was fantastic.
That's right.
What an amazing mother, isn't she?
Yes, she is. She is.
She's does so many other things. I mean, she told us off air about some other organizations she works with and some other companies that she does. But you know what? The way is us and KiCam, I think we have a bond.
I still can't get over the fact that everything that they went through as a family with Kilee, I mean, imagine what that took from them. Then they decided they're going to write a book. Kilee wanted to write a book. Yeah. And the mom said, instead of trying to get a hold of everybody and it taking a long time, let me just, I'll start my own publishing company. Yeah. That's a good idea. That's
like when I said to her in the interview, is that your kids ask you for things and you say, I'll do my best. And the fact is Kilee didn't tell us that it was only 2 months after everything that she decided to write a book. And then, she wanted to get it out before she went to college. So yeah, like you said, let's open a publishing company, and they're doing fantastic. And the fact is we're rising because we're people helping people. They're doing fantastic because they're telling inspirational stories. So you know what, I got to say it. Let's give a big shout out to our friend Keith McGinn for putting us in contact. Keith, our third member of the boy band. We have our bus with your name on it. So thank you so much. So if you guys have any inspirational stories, you'll see wherever it is, I'm all mirrored on here underneath in the interview, KiCam Projects. Just reach out, and for more information, go onto their website.
Yep.
And
contact us at Fall Forward Radio, and we'll help you out.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories. We're spending every day in every kind of area trying to find more and more inspirational stories. So if you guys know some, please reach out to us. All the information is on our website and our contact details. Hit the subscribe button, the bell button, the ding-a-ling-a-ling, and so we notify. You can't get rid of us. We are everywhere.
That's right. So Rob, I think it's about that time.
Do it.
That's right. Here's the jingle.
Celebrity guest list.
Perfecto.
There we go. I got the point right because I'm mirrored on camera, so I got it on this side. So what do you think this week?
Well, look, man, we've how many episodes are we in? There are 9 episodes now. We've thrown out enough celebrities that we hope to talk to, and we haven't given up yet.
No.
You can see on the side over here, that side, all of the lists of folks we've talked about so far. So look, folks, listen, audience, Fall Forward Radio fanatics, help us out here. If you know anybody, you have any connections like Kylie's friends did with the hashtags on Twitter, let's get somebody on this. Let's get somebody on our show. Let's talk about the charities they're involved in. Let's talk about how they're helping others. That's the goal. That's our format. That's what we hope to do.
I have to apologize that you probably didn't understand a word that he just said because he was fumbling, but he's very hungry. He's being very diva-like. He said to me, you know what, I'm very hungry. I've got to eat. So
I didn't want them to hear my stomach growling right now.
So what he was trying to say, I'll translate for you guys, is those people that are to our this side, if you know them, reach out to them, tell them to come on Fall Forward Radio. It's a fun time and it's inspirational, and we just want to get the message out for people helping people. Is that what you tried to say?
That was said so well. Nice and slow and calm.
So
I was excited.
Yeah, I know you were. You're about to eat. That's why. Roll that music. Send out the music here.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to see you guys. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook so you can get the latest information. And we post every Monday, so don't miss our next episode.
9 a.m. every Monday morning.
We will see you. Rob C. in the place to be. Yeah, you know me. 1, 2, 3. Jay.
And this is Jay Hawk. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, Fall Forward fanatics. Jay Hawk here.
And Rob C. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell.
And also check out our website, fallforwardradio.com, and the Suggest a Guest section.
And always remember to keep inspiring
and keep falling forward. See you guys soon.